I'm Woody Smith Perry, watching Henry real to real, as real can be real. Watching Henry real.
Hey peeps, here to do a review here of the Lee Scratch Perry and Mad Professor live show that I went to in Glasgow on the 13th of April this year. Yeah, at Audio. So I wanted to see Lee Scratch Perry for quite a while. He was doing a gig in Dublin and I was going to go, but I was short on funds at the time, so I didn't bother, and I kind of thought, well, he's approaching his 80th birthday and I'm probably not going to get a chance to see him because he's probably going to retire, soon. But then, as luck would have it, he announced that he was doing a show in Glasgow with Mad Professor. The Mad Professor. So I jumped on that shit immediately. So the show, I didn't get to see the support act, and I can't for the life of me remember who the support act were, because for about an hour I was standing outside talking to this guy from Tibet who, I don't know, he seemed to say that he was a physicist and that he was very rich and he had a family and what have you, and they were all at university, but he had a bottle of wine in his coat. Yeah, he said that he's currently living by the river. So I don't know if he was kicked out of his house by his wife or something, or what, but it was very, very strange. He was trying to convince me that 5 + 5 was 12. I thought that this was similar to the 2 + 2 = 5 thing, but yeah, I looked it up and it doesn't look like that's true. I think that maybe he was a bumbling drunk. But he was interesting to talk to. Apparently he's learning Gaelic and he changed his name to Callum because he loves Scotland so much. So yeah, good for him, I guess. So then after that really odd encounter, I got in to see Lee Scratch Perry, and it topped the weirdest moment of the night for me. And the show started with the Mad Professor just on the decks. I mean, there was this huge, colossal table that all his equipment was on, and there was no band or anything. And he started playing some tracks, and then this vocalist came on, and she sang a few tracks, and it was really good. And then Lee Perry came on. He looked rather ridiculous as always. He always has this, he's got a very strange fashion sense. They basically reeled off some really great classics, such as and Zion's Blood. But there were a few things which made me go, For one, he was basically just wanting some kush.
You know that I love to smoke ganja, and you know ganja here to smoke. Why should I smoke cigarette? I need some split. You can work up a split for me? Let me to get a split. I can't smoke cigarette.
And his son came on stage and gave him a joint, and he lit up on stage. And it was like, it was weed. You could smell that it was weed. And I'm just thinking, you're breaking so many rules right now. One, you're not supposed to smoke indoors. The fact that you're doing this in a public place is it reminded me of the moment Mark Kozelek lit up a cigarette on stage when performing in Glasgow a few years ago. And yeah, it was just wild. And he performed a few tracks such as Dr. Dick, which
And Dr. Dick have to stick into but the pussy is the goddess. And we can't make babies without the pussy. Who want fuck Batty can fuck Batty, but Batty will can't make babies. And we can make really young little put the Dr. Dick in this flip. Okay? Over.
It was funny to see him, you know, wiggling about and yeah. He was saying that his dick is a doctor, and yeah, it was. If he was any younger, then I would say I would cry misogyny. But to be honest, he's 80 years old, and it was quite funny, really. He was doing a lot of chanting and saying, you know, you're all Africans, you're white Africans, and I'm your black god. He was saying some really, you know, out there stuff, like I am Peter Pan. At one point he proclaimed he was Ziggy Marley.
All you have is the water, which is we call piss. We call my piss Pisces, I'm a fish.
The audience was just fantastic and really responsive to him, and you know, they were he was being really responsive to them as well. It was really great. But at one point a guy got out some bagpipes in the audience, not on stage. He was just standing there, and then got out his bag some bagpipes, started playing them in the middle of a song, and then Lee Perry is just thinking, what the fuck is going on here?
Praise God. Everybody come. And when you come, you feel good. Thank you, Mr. Bagpipe. Thank you very much. Yeah!
I've never seen that before in a concert, but it was great. There was this woman in the audience who was just so uncomfortable by what was happening on stage in regards to the things that he was doing, his wiggling. She was just going, oh my god, oh no, oh. She was visibly uncomfortable by the whole ordeal. And then I overheard someone in the audience say to their friend that he's he's the Jamaican Marky Smith, which isn't far from the truth, really. And then after the show, I got to meet him, and he signed my copy, and him and the Mad Professor signed my copy of their collaborative record, Dub Take the Voodoo Out of Reggae, and also he signed my Super Ape record. Oh my god. I had a smashing time. This was a great concert, really. It was just so wonderful, and it was so positive and colourful, and yeah, man, you know, this is one of the best concerts I've ever been to. It was just so much fun, and really go see Lee Scratch Perry if he's ever in the area, because he's just reached his 80th birthday, so he's probably not going to be doing this for much longer. And yeah, hell, you know, I'm in the same boat with Chuck Berry. You know, I need to see Chuck Berry live before he decides to go, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. You know, he's 90, so yeah. But if you ever get a chance, take it, because you won't regret it. It's just such great fun, and yeah, you know, it's always entertaining to see Lee Perry live. So more reviews to come. Stay safe, stay away from drugs. I know Lee Perry's on the ganja, but it's okay for him. You know, he's a god. He can do what he wants. But you, no.
Where you go?